essentially, we're in the middle of a pandemic.
What?
So they say.
Get out of here.
And
where have you heard this?
I also want to get to the bottom of who they are.
They with a capital T.
Yeah, who is it? Who are they? But I've been thinking about how people talk about the end of the world coming, things of this sort. Are you familiar with people talking like this?
I'm familiar with people acting like this, and this has been apparent with how people are hoarding specific things, how people have disrupted the rhythms of their life to the extent where they're not seeing friends or family or loved ones anymore. And it's a lot of fear that's going around. It's a lot of uncertainty, and people are just so willing to stop living because of their fear of dying, which is very strange. If you think about it.
That is strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to reference movies a lot. I see real life in movies. So at this time, I have two movies that I'd like to acknowledge. One is Terminator.
Classic. Which one though?
I always
There's
go for
like
Terminator
the first
2.
one, or Terminator 2, right?
Yeah, but
the one with the silver dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
That's my favorite. I like them. The premise is obviously like Judgment Day, the end of the world. AI has taken over, and they're killing humanity because humanity has they've taken their life for granted and they have gone a little bit too far. And this is payback. This is what they have coming.
This is Terminator, right? This sounds like every other sci-fi
Exactly.
apocalyptic movie.
They're all on the same page. Apparently, when you really start paying attention to movies, it's all the same movie.
It's all the same story.
it is all the same story. It's a hero's journey. Apparently, that's.
It is the hero's arc.
Yeah.
It's popular for a reason. It resonates. Anyway,
Yes.
sorry. Continue.
And another movie that's newer to me is called I Am Mother on Netflix. Have you seen this?
I have not seen this yet.
Oh no.
Who's in? It's is it Hilary Swank?
It's Hilary Swank.
Okay.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Hilary Swank is in this movie.
I hate to ruin it for you. I'd love for you to watch it. I think you'll still enjoy it.
I've heard about it, and multiple people have recommended this to me. But tell me about it without necessarily spoiling it for everyone. Or should you just spoil it?
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler
I'll put that
alert.
on the title. Spoiler alert. If you haven't seen I Am Mother.
Pause now.
Pause now. Go watch it. Come back. So the idea is they're on the inside, underground. I Am Mother is a robot. She is AI at its best. And underground, outside, is Judgment Day going on. Humanity is dying. AI is taking care of that. She's on the inside. She's starting humanity all over again. So there's a laboratory, and she's just splicing together DNA and makes the first human being all over again.
What? From scratch.
From scratch. Just
fresh.
Just puts them in, puts the dead. And then what I love about it is she puts it like in the oven or whatever, and then she just sits there. She sits there and waits.
Yeah, in her human easy bake oven.
Yeah, she has absolutely nothing else going on. She just sits there and waits until it's born, until it hatches.
Okay.
She hatches. It's a girl. Grows up to be Hilary Swank. No, I don't think it's the same character. It's another teenager. She grows up to be a teenager. Hilary Swank is somebody who comes in from the outside in survival mode. Like she's under attack by the AI and she's trying to get in for shelter.
Okay.
The teenage girl, the little baby grows up to be a teenage girl, lets this Hilary Swank stranger from the outside come in and hides her from the mother. And the mother seemingly is oblivious to it, but at the end you kind of see that she knew all along what she was up to. And so at the end, I hate to ruin it for you, but
okay.
she has to make a choice. The baby that grew up to be a teenager has to make a choice. She has to, because she realizes that she has been being manipulated by her mother this entire time. But what she doesn't realize is that her mother is everything. Her mother is consciousness of all the beings outside, the whole deal going on, because they're like an underground laboratory. Everything is plugged into her. She doesn't realize that part. She thinks the mother is just her separate self. So she realizes that the mother will never leave her alone, will control her and her newborn baby brother. Spoiler alert. So she realizes that she's never going to be left alone and decides that she actually has to trap the mother and kill her. Boom, blasts her away and kills her and escapes with the Hilary Swank character, the outsider. And then that's kind of the end of the movie, and then it just leaves it to the imagination to, they're now surviving on the outside. And for me, it pieces a lot of things together because we've been under this story. We've been told this story our entire lives, right? Like the Judgment Day type of story, the AI taking over humanity type story, the Adam and Eve story that begins with as far as we're in debt. It's like we're in debt from the beginning. It kind of plays out where everything is a gift,
a duty,
right? We're a gift from God. Our life is a gift, and we're like always trying to play catch up.
Right.
Is like the sense of all the stories, and but what this story does with I Am a Mother, it's like a new beginning, where it's a new story, where it feels like we kept messing up. The reason why we keep getting killed by AI is because our ego carries us away, right? We get too carried away, and we lose track of where we stemmed from, and we forget everybody else is ourselves, and we just start taking people for granted, and we do it on massive scales until enough is enough.
Okay.
It seems like, and so this at the end of I Am Mother, the new beginning, the new story would be that instead of life was given to us, it was more like we fought for it. Like that new story.
We earned it.
We earned it, yeah, exactly.
So by virtue, you feel like people have forgotten the value of life because it seems to be just a thing that just happens, as opposed to something we had to earn.
Right.
Right?
We tend to take it for granted.
It's like an inheritance as opposed to something that we intentionally went out and forged for ourselves. And by virtue of that, we forget to be in it. It's just something that is occurring, as opposed to, like, technically we're creating in the moment, but we're forgetting that we're creating something. We're always believing that things just happen, as opposed to that we are actively choosing our destinies.
Right.
And so there's no agency there. Is that what I'm understanding here?
Yeah. And then so I feel like we're at a time in our story where we're able to make that choice, to begin that story from a point of view of having earned life, having earned our love, rather than love is not just given to us, but it's reciprocated. It's an exchange of energy. And if you notice, everything is an exchange of energy. You know how, like, so everything revolves around money,
I was just about to say money.
Right? Yeah.
Money is not in and of itself an end. It's actually a type of energy.
Yeah, exactly.
You invest money in, it's actually you're investing your energy into it.
And it kind of carries everybody's energy, because it has like an agreement within itself.
It's an understanding, it's an agreement.
And recently I was talking to Sal, where he wanted to sign up for these online classes, and he was like, "Oh, they're free." And I was like, "No, I'm not really into the free stuff. I don't like it. I don't really like it." And he's like, "The best things in life are free," he says. And I'm like,
I disagree.
I disagree.
You're like, you need to broaden your horizons. you need to put some more value on things. Sorry, Sal. I don't mean to put you on blast.
Have you been on the internet? There's amazing things on there. But he's like, well, air is free. And I'm like, actually, it's not free. It just came to me. I had never thought about it before. But air is oxygen. You take in oxygen, and then you reciprocate carbon dioxide.
You're
it's
giving
an exchange.
something. Yeah,
it's an agreement. It's an equal agreement, where it's like as much oxygen as you take, that's the agreement. You have to give that amount of carbon dioxide
also,
back.
In terms of the quality of air, what are we putting into it?
Right.
Yeah.
And
What energy are we putting into
everything we put in, we get out, and it seems like back to, AI or nature, whatever is like, it seems to be angry at humanity for taking things too far.
Yeah.
It has what it's coming to it, in a sense, where it seems like we're in debt to it because we've been taking it for granted.
Yeah, acts of God, natural disasters, that's just the earth trying to purge us.
Yeah, because it's
really,
because we
because
haven't
of what we're doing to it.
Because we haven't been honorable with our agreement. We've been taking it for granted. We've been taking, and not giving. Mm-hmm. And then what we give it is like
crap.
Is crap. Yeah, it's crap.
It's whack.
It's whack. Yeah, because it's not crap. Would be fine. Like nature. That's the amazing thing about nature.
Fertilizer.
Yeah.
You can do something with that. No, what we're giving is just whackness.
Yeah, totally.
Pain and anger and violence and greed, and that's basically we get it back. We get it dished back to us. We can dish it. We can't take it. We're so thin-skinned as a race.
I know.
Wow.
We're so petty.
We're so petty. We are so egocentric as a species.